What's up, guys? I want to talk to you for a second about the importance of anniversaries, birthdays, Valentine's Day, all of these special days that you have as a couple where you acknowledge your relationship. And, these are good days for you to depart from your norm as a couple and to do something different. But it's going to take some thinking. It's going to take you kind of clicking off of autopilot and doing a little bit of planning and a little bit of thought to say, what could I do to acknowledge my wife, to acknowledge my husband, and to show some marriage pride in a special way. We talk about pride for like parents being proud of their kids, or people being proud of their country, or proud of their football team, or proud of their neighborhood or anything. But one of the things we don't really think about much is being proud of our marriage, proud of the investment that we're making, proud of the closeness that we have, and the dependability that we provide and stability we provide in our home. So how could I show some marriage pride? Well, when you think about anniversaries or birthdays or special days like Valentine's Day, and maybe there's a few others that are on your list, they give us a chance to depart from the way we always do things. And it gives us a chance to maybe verbalize things that maybe we wouldn't normally verbalize. Intimate, kind, loving words. We may not buy flowers or candy, the proverbial flowers and candy. We may not buy those special things, teddy bears, coffee mugs, all those little meaningful tokens. There's no reason why we couldn't do those all the time or at other times. But this gives us a reminder that we can express our love in more creative ways. I want to read a couple of quotes from the book Take Back Your Marriage on this section on anniversaries and special occasions. And I think this is very well said. Married life is a daily thing, which is its joy and its downfall. Just let that sink in for a minute. Married life is a daily thing. And that's what makes it a joy, because that stability, that dependability, that reliability, that provides us with some security and some safety. And it provides us with a foundation on which to build a family, and which to build a life. But it's also kind of its downfall, is that it becomes so routine that it kind of loses its spark, its interest. And so anniversaries help, maybe provide us with an opportunity to do something interesting. Special occasions like anniversaries and birthdays and Valentine's Day allow us to punctuate the run-on sentence of daily life. We stop to hold our loved one and our marriage to a bright light, apart from all of the logistics and all of the scheduled things that we have to do in life, all the rest of life. We say special things. Maybe we do special things for each other that we wouldn't normally do, or our budgets wouldn't allow us to do, on a regular basis. These bracketed moments of special intensity allow us to acknowledge what is unique and irreplaceable in our marriage, and we mark the passage of another year of life shared together. I think that is very well said. I wish I had said that. That's very well said, of kind of why you want to take an underline or a highlighter and highlight the importance of anniversaries, birthdays, and marriage. More than anything else, many of us don't make much of a fuss out of our anniversaries, probably because, this is hard to say, and it's probably hard to hear, but more than any other reason why couples might not make a big fuss or a big deal about anniversaries or birthdays or special days is because they've stopped making a fuss over the relationship. In other words, the relationship has gone dry, and we're relating to each other like friends, like roommates. And so there's no need to make a big fuss about the anniversary. And really, that just shows you that you do need to make a big fuss. If you've gotten too familiar with each other, that's a good word. If you've gotten too familiar with each other, then that's probably all the reason more that maybe we need to make a big fuss this year. What would a big fuss look like? Well, maybe you could go on a trip this year, at least for a couple of days. Maybe you could go overnight to a hotel in a nearby city and spend a couple of days just relaxing, eating, vacationing, touring, shopping, just the two of you, away from all the kids, away from all the distractions, and really take back your marriage for a couple of days. If you could get away for longer, maybe a week or something, and fly away somewhere. Or maybe you could surprise each other, and in the middle of work, the day before the anniversary, kidnap your wife away from work and make sure her friends know it and that it's a surprise. And something like that, maybe, So when things get too familiar, maybe it's all the more reason that we need to break that monotony of that familiar relationship. Our attention in life just goes to other places. There's a lot of demands on our schedule and a lot of needs on our time. And so our attention can easily kind of get off the marriage, and an anniversary can bring it back, you see? Or Valentine's Day or a special day can bring it back. We still love each other, and we're good partners in life, but we grow accustomed to the slow drift of the current that's pulling us downstream. And anniversaries are kind of like times for you to think about pulling it back in the right direction. But the problem is we're kind of out of practice. Maybe it was more important when we were starting out as a couple to acknowledge these special days, and over time we just kind of get, accustomed to each other. So there's a sense of like these days are kind of like provide us with some novelty. And novelty can be good. A little bit of foolishness could really help us all a little bit. Now, I don't think it's foolish to celebrate anniversaries, but we could celebrate them a little bit with a little bit of foolishness. That might be good for all of us, to have a little bit of novelty in our lives and to bring some novelty and some newness and some freshness into our marriage. Because if we're not careful, we're on automatic pilot, cruise control, default setting, whatever you want to call it. We're not engaged. We're not flying this, intentionally anymore. It's just on cruise control. And that's going to lead to stale and boredom and, not feeling valued, not feeling very special to each other. And that's the drift that we want to avoid. We try to keep it alive. He said in his book that's probably the motto of the intentional, committed to the long haul marriage is, quote unquote, we try to keep it alive. And when you think about that, inherent in that statement is there's a drift that's pulling us in an opposite direction, that's trying to, in a sense, kill it. That's trying to kill the intimacy and kill the devotion and kill the excitement. So we're making a intentional attempt at trying to breathe life into this marriage. So I thought this was a great chapter. I think it's really helpful. I'm sure going to be thinking about my own marriage. I'm going to be thinking about my own anniversary, my wife's birthday, Christmas. All of these are opportunities. And even, if we got creative, why can't Thanksgiving? Why can't Halloween? Why can't, 4th of July? Why can't we bring, some kind of romance or some kind of marriage enrichment or some kind of marriage pride into all these special days? I think with a little bit of creativity, it could be done. So I'm going to be thinking about it for my own life. And I hope you will be too. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. I continue to try to bring you the best information I can to help you on this journey. I haven't said it in a while in these videos, but if you want to get in touch with me, my information is in the description below. Any way I could help you personally or help your family, I'd love to talk to you. All right, take care, guys, and wish you the best. Blessings.